Hey Betting Nation, how the devil are you? It's Sunday, time out. It's Saturday morning and I want to do a case study for you guys. So let's head on over to here, the Racing Post, and very sweet on Young Rascal today, trading shorter. But the case study I want to show you today is in the 250. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so this race I've been really looking forward to all week. When I got back in last night from the cinema, I just had to have a look at this race again. And Chairman of the Board, the hype horse. That's just giving Betfair the podcast. Right, so let me give you a bit of background for this horse. Chairman of the Board, before it actually run, Luca Kamani had actually said that this is the best horse he's ever trained. It's going to be the best horse he's ever trained. He's trained Royal Ascot winners, he's trained Arc places, and this horse was first time out. And needless to say, the horse absolutely bolted in by 8 lengths and was an even money shot, so it got absolutely backed off the boards. However, there is a caveat here. So what you've got to remember is that Luca Kamani then after the race said that the horse would be better on better ground. Today it's good to soft in places. So that's not ideal. Because he said, I didn't know how he was going to react to the ground. I think he wants better ground. I'll show you the quotes anyway. Something along them lines. But not only that, Chairman of the Board actually hit a flat spot. Now I'll show you exactly what I mean about the flat spot. This for me, I'm talking about me only guys, this is why it's so important to actually watch races. Because yes, if we look here, and I don't know why, Betfair, I can't see in-play stats anymore. It had a little tab there, and all the in-play stats came out, but I don't know where it's gone. So anyway, that's a bit of a bummer. Right, so 250. We're in the software now, and we can. I tell you what, I'm going to sort it by Betfair current price. It's easy. If you want to see my settings, this is my settings today. 40% is gold, so that means any horse that's decreased by 40%, it will be in gold. It will be classed as a gold. Any horse that's decreased in price in running by 60%. So when I say decreased in price, it means a Betfair price and decreased by 60% or 40% in play. And you can change these numbers to whatever you like here. So we sorted it by Betfair current price, 2.7. Right, so let's have a look here. Had one run, like I said. So held up, in touch, smooth progress to go second, 3 furlong out. Pushed into lead, 2 furlongs, soon clear and pushed out easily. Can I just say, this is why I love my job. I mean, it's not my full-time job. My full-time job is a self-storage, but I love it. I absolutely love it because I get to talk about these horses that I'm passionate about. I love these sort of horses. I love the fact that it's hyped and it just gets me all excited, all warm and gooey. Genuinely get excited about it. Right, so I want to see what it means by held up, smooth progress. It went from 2.18 to 2.34, so not a massive jump. But when you watch the replay, and don't forget, this isn't a particularly strong race. Let's have a look at the race. I want to show you what I meant. I believe it hit a flat spot, a small flat spot. But when I say flat spot, I mean it give me a little glimpse of what the horse would do when it was in better company. Now it wasn't magnified in this race because this race didn't have the class. This horse ran in there when it won by 8 lengths. It didn't have the strength in depth. It didn't have the good opposition like today's race. And I believe that with today's race, that against this sort of opposition today, what we saw, a little glimpse of, will be magnified in today's race. So let me show you what I mean. I love it. I love it. Chairman of the Board, even money, came out of stall 3. I think it was on the wide outside here. Yeah. So there it is. A little bit green, did shake out to the right hand side then, but not too much. Don't get too overboard about that. That's it. Look, I still don't think. Look at the horse there. It's not. Look, there you go. Little shake. Come on, boy. Look, there we go. Getting pushed along there. You see, there we go. Being pushed along. Look at that horse cruising. Look, being pushed along. I can't believe that this horse only went to 2.34 running. Now it's hard back on the steel. Now it's back on the bridle. And now it's travelling all over the opposition. Maybe a bar in this one here. But don't forget, these horses are not well beaters. These are average horses. We'll go through it in a minute. I don't think this is horse as good as a rating even. I'll tell you why. But that, let's pause it there. That horse there, and that horse there, and that horse there was all travelling better than this horse at one point. Yes, I know, it's first time out, etc, etc, etc. But for me, it just gives you a small glimpse into the horse. The fact that look how much he finds when he was, and I mean by the reins, just like, come on boy, come on, come on. And it had to be just, I wish I was a jockey. Just like, come on boy. And just a little kick in the belly. It had to be woken up. And then when horses are woken up like that, especially favourites, then the in-play boys only have to see a glimpse of that, and they're at the ready trying to lay the horse, and the price inevitably goes up. And so if the price goes up, something's got to come down. So let's just watch the race. I mean, now look at it go. The hype. I know it's hype, but it's factual now. Look at that factual. 8 lengths. And this horse back in second was rated 81. Won it so convincingly. I mean, the third was miles back as well. So 9-4. This horse actually won the time before. 25-1 shot. Now all of a sudden he stepped up on its previous form, 70-81. That's a big, big jump. And so I wanted to see basically what this horse had done since. This is why I don't think this race is as good as what it said. 80, and then ran to an 84 there. So actually it did frank the form. It must have been another horse that I thought that it didn't actually frank the form. This is embarrassing. No, actually. Sorry, my mistake. The form has been... Oh no, here we go. So yeah, next time out, the horse actually ran £19 below its rate, below its rating, below its first time out rating. So there does have to be question marks because it ran £19. It's very, very rare that you see a maiden horse first time out running. It's actually getting the best figures than the other two runs. So first time out, you normally see improvement, but there's not improvement. So I believe that this, based on this run, this is where it was. Based on this run, I believe that there's an overinflation of this form here, based on that horse running so poorly since. We like her a lot. We like her a lot. It's hard to see because it was so far back, 7.5 lengths. I don't really take any notice of these horses there. I just want to see this a little bit further, a little bit closer. I think maybe I've looked into this race. And I don't know. Anyway, you get my point. My point is that it's hard to say how good that race is, this race that this horse running, because it's all been focused around how good Sir Busker is. And so that's why it's got a rating of 96. But if Sir Busker's rating isn't as high as that, 81, then that means that this is an inflated rating as well. And if that's an inflated rating, then the price today is inflated as well. However, that's all by the by, because that's about winning the race and the value for winning the race, but we don't really care about that because all we're bothered about is what happens in play. So Azano, let me show you Azano. And first of all, let me just show you something on the in-play stats. So we're looking at Azano. We can see here that Azano has had 2 runs. It's greened 50% of the time. It's been gold 50% of the time. And it's dubbed 50% of the time. So let's have a little look in greater detail. It's only had 2 runs. First time out, don't take too much, taken down early, soon chasing leaders, pushed along and unable to quicken, didn't really know what he was doing, and then look at this, next time out, chased leader until led travelling strongly over 2 furlongs out. I love it when it says travelling strongly, but more importantly, look how the market reacted. Betfair SP was 6.42, the Betfair high in running was 4.9, that is bizarre, bonkers. It only went to a 4.9. So as soon as the gates opened, boom, 4.9. So let's have a look at the run. Azano. I love my job. Right. And like I said on the podcast, I'll just pause it here. We can't read into how good this form is because look how far back this horse was, beating 11 lengths. So whatever it's done is kind of irrelevant. I haven't even looked at this form because I think it's irrelevant. Came third, 75, so it did improve £14 from that run. But like I said, I don't look to that too much because it's almost irrelevant because it was so far back. Okay, let's just enjoy this. Azano, red hat, over that side. There he is. Look at that. Straight out the stalls, lovely. No hand movements, no gesticulating by the jockey whatsoever. Strong, fast, athletic, imposing. Look how well this horse travels. That horse is pulling bloody hard. Just doing everything so easily on the bridle. Look, he knows his job. Look, that horse is pulling too hard. That horse was all over the place as well. It's travelling beautifully. It knows what it's there for. I just love the way, look at that. The jockey doesn't have to do anything whatsoever. And he's travelling all over every single horse. He's got some of it hard at work here. I'm trying to look. Like still hard on the bridle. Everything else is flat out. That horse has been pulling too hard, so you can forget that horse. Look, everything else hard at it. Still on the bridle. Here we go. Just come on, boy. Come on, boy. Let's keep having you. Come on, boy. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Shake the reins. I love it. I love it. And then whoosh, it's gone. So Azano, there's not a lot of difference. Look, racing post mark of 89. There's not a lot of difference between Chairman of the Board and Azano. And the great thing is as well, look at the quotes. You can look at this in the in-running tool as well. Oh, 20% battery, that's not good. So in-running quotes, Azano has such a high cruising speed. For us in-play traders, we love hearing that. That's porn to me. I love it. Azano has such a high cruising speed. Picks up very well off a quick pace. He enjoyed the ground and that was a nice performance. He enjoyed the ground. Good to soft. Today's ground. And let's go to Chairman of the Board really, really quickly. Quotes. We've always thought a bit of Chairman of the Board, but he had to go and do it. And when the rain came, you were never too sure. We knew he was all right, but the entry in the 2,000 gigs was a month ago. £500 now. It was. I expected him to win, but how easily, I don't know. He wants better ground than that, I would have thought. Today, it's good to soft. It was soft then. Today's good to soft in places. So he still wants better ground. So there's a question mark about the ground as well. 7-4. 7-4 for a race of this calibre. A Group 3. It's bizarre. Now, I do hope the Chairman of the Board wins because I love to see these sort of horses. I love to see hyped horses. As you can see, I get real passionate about it. I enjoy it. But do you know what? The hype of this horse has really manufactured the market. The market is based around this horse and the hype of this horse. And that, my friends, has given us the edge because most people in the country will be backing this horse. I'm not saying this horse can't win. I have no idea if this horse is going to win or not. And to be quite open and honest, I don't care in terms of putting a bet on or not. I mean, I want the horse to win, but I don't really care who wins and who doesn't win. I just want to enjoy watching the race. I don't know if this horse is going to win. I'm just saying that the price is manufactured because of the hype around the horse. A lot to do with the hype. And yes, it won by 8 lengths, but Azano won by 5 lengths. Azano travelled beautifully. I just saw a glimpse of something in Chairman of the Board where I just feel like Chairman of the Board might just need to get shaken along. And let's not forget the prices. The difference in prices, Chairman of the Board is 2.7 and Azano is 5.2. So let's say we're having £100 on it and we want to go for a 50% profit. So we're backing at 5.5, as you can see there. That's without my commission. That's with my commission, sorry. So that's why it's 430. And we want to go 150. So all we do is simply tab down. This is if you're not using any software. Tab down. And as you can see, my what if figure over there will just move. There we go. So it's 5.5. This is just an example, by the way. This is just purely an example. 5.5 and Azano is 3.65. So 5.5 back, and we need to get out for a 50% profit at 3.65. I believe that. I wonder if this has been back today, by the way. Stable. I won't take any notice of that sort of drift there because that was done by, well, under 50 quid. So forget that. So that's when the market really started, 5.5, and it's there now. But it's irrelevant, isn't it, for us? 2.89! Who the hell has backed this horse at 2.89? That is bizarre. That is crazy. Yep, so I believe that we'll get that sort of move. We're in play. For me, I'm really excited by this one. What I'll do is I'll try to set an alarm for the 250 to make sure I can add to this video, because I think this video will be interesting for a case study. Win or lose. The great thing is win or lose. I don't pretend that I always win, and this is just my reasoning and thought process behind this. Hopefully you've seen that I haven't really advertised the in-play software too much. I wanted to show you guys that you can actually do in-play trades without too much help from the software if you so wish. If you don't want to buy the software. But it's very cheap and worthwhile. The link, by the way, to the waiting list will be in the show notes. We do open the doors for the software on the 28th of November. And like I say, we only have 4 to 5 openings a year. So we try to keep it as exclusive as possible. And yeah, because of the licenses, like I've already gone through. Betting Nation, whatever you're doing today, have an awesome day. And hopefully we'll speak again later on today when we go through what happened in the race and maybe even watch the race. Right, I'm going to plug in my battery, my charger. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Good morning, Betting Nation. So it's a Sunday, the day before. Don't ask me about all this. The MacBook Air has gone wrong. But anyway, let's have a look. So, how did the race unfold? Well, we got it spot on. But I want to tell you about a massive mistake I made as well. We'll get to that in just a minute. But let's watch the race first of all. SP was 9.2, and it went out to 1.5. It went down to 1.52. So a massive, massive move. So let's have a look at the race. Right, we're looking at stall 3, and we spoke a lot about the favourite in stall 4. So stall 3. There's our horse. There's that one there. So as we expect, Azano, or whatever it's called, has powerfully gone to the front, which is great for us. And then we're just looking in behind there, that horse there. That's the favourite. Just pulling too much, pulling very, very hard there. Well, not very, very hard, but he's definitely pulling back on the bridle a little bit now. But it's not travelling. Well, it's back on the bridle, but there's definitely questions. Look, he's all of a sudden now changing the gears, up in it. This is only a 7 furlong race. He's dictating the pace from the front. He's dictating the whole of how the race is run. And look, there we go. There's a favourite. Just been given the niggle on, like we said. We just saw a glimpse of it previously, and that's exactly what's happening now. Ours is hard on the bridle, and the favourite is being, well, he's not going anywhere fast, is he? But we saw a little glimpse of that, didn't we, in the previous race? We highlighted that. It's being whipped now. There's ours, still in front. At this point, it's irrelevant what happens for us, because we are out the market with a nice profit between 40 and I believe it was 60%, I said yesterday. And it's a bit unfortunate because it's a brave little horse. And look at this one coming up and just overpowering him in the final furlong, which it doesn't really matter to us, does it? It'd be nice to see our horse win, purely because I think he not deserved it, but he was doing it from the front running all the way, and it's heartbreaking when something comes alongside you and wins. 33 to 1 shot as well. So we watched the race and we pretty much got it spot on. Azano. Now I want to tell you guys how I completely messed this up. So as you can see here, Azano 9.2 went down to 1.52. Let's have a look at the favourite. I mean, to be honest, I can't believe it actually went down in price. 2.47 and didn't go down much, but it still went down to 2.2. And don't get me wrong, that's not a big move whatsoever. But I am surprised it even went down to 2.2. By the way, this is a hoodie for the holiday. DB, all the family have got a hoodie saying DB. Well, not saying DB, but saying their initials. We're going on holiday tomorrow. Right, so let me tell you about my mistake. So yesterday, get profit and loss yesterday. So a good day. I was running around like a headless chicken yesterday because I've got so much to do before we go on holiday, hence the reason I'm in the office Sunday morning. I'm going to Burnley today with Zach. So I've just got loads of work to get done. And I completely missed the other in-play trades. And this one here, I entered the market way too early. And the reason I entered the market way too early is because I wanted to show you chaps an example. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch the race. So I had to enter the market and just hope that it was ridiculous because as soon as I said it then, I'm hoping. I'm entering the market, I'm hoping. It's not the professional thing to do, but in a normal circumstances, I probably wouldn't have had a bet or have set my bot up. But on this occasion, because I had my Mac, I just wanted to be in the market so I could show you guys an example. And it's kind of an example of what not to do. So here we go. So as you can see here, 6.6. That's what I entered the market at. And the Betfair SP was 9.2. Terrible. I don't know what else to say. It's terrible. So I had to go from 9.2, that's where it started, 9.2, all the way down to 4.8 just to gain 40%. That's after commission, so 40 quid. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. If I continue to do this, I will lose because the mathematics involved say you can't possibly win doing this. And so I was a bit unlucky that the price drifted, but it's my own fault because I entered the market blindly. And so this is what not to do. But like I say, it was only because of you guys for an example. I did want to gain more of a percentage than this. But when I realised the price, I looked on my iPhone and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to change my exit. So I changed my exit to a bit higher. So because I think I was trying to exit somewhere around about 3.8 or something like that. I don't know, somewhere around about that. And I thought, well, I can't do that. I'm going to have to put my exit in a little bit higher to make sure we get matched. In the end, it didn't really matter because we still got 40%. However, if I'd have entered the market just before the off, then it'd have been so much better. And Betting Nation, this goes down to exit and your opening positions, your entry and exits, E&E, and it's critical. It is so crucial. My advice to you, like I've said in the other video, is on back to lays. There's a reason why we're choosing this horse, and it all centres around the Betfair SP. So why not place the bet as close to the Betfair SP as possible? Because all our research, all our pre-race work has been done, has been looked at because of the Betfair SP. And if we're not putting it on at the Betfair SP, that negates all the research we've done. Because we want to get as close to the Betfair SP as possible. Because we've done all the research. We know the historic price against the Betfair SP. But if you're not backing at the Betfair SP or as close to the Betfair SP as possible, then the research you've done, it's not pointless, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. Unless the only reason I entered the market early, apart from if I'm being a doofus here trying to give you guys an example, the only reason I entered the market early on a normal case is when I know it's a guaranteed front runner. When I absolutely know, for one, maybe a favourite, and it's a guaranteed front runner. A favourite and a front runner, they seem to decrease in price after 3 minutes before the off. So that is when I'll enter the market earlier. If it's not any one of those, then I'll probably wait. I'll probably wait until the Betfair SP 30 seconds before the off, or even closer, maybe 10 seconds, but certainly I don't want to be entering the market before 30 seconds. So do what I say, not what I do here, because that is, like I say, Betting Nation, I don't even think, I feel like that I've made such a balls up of this, that is irrelevant, because I'm I'm not ashamed, but I am embarrassed. 6.66 and the Betfair SP is 9.2. What more can you say? And I'm supposed to be the one teaching you. But I just want to tell you guys that I only entered the market like this because I had to get an example on, and I didn't know if I was going to get all my jobs done and be able to put a bet on. And as it happens, I did have my phone at the time, so I could have done. But I just wanted to make sure that I had an example for you guys. Listen to the podcast, the football podcast. We had another good day. We had an awesome start to the season. I think we only had one losing weekend. Anyway, this isn't a football podcast. Sure, the horse racing podcast as well. Make sure you listen to that every Saturday morning. We had 2 from 2 in-play trades as well. Unfortunately, I do want to make an admission that the email trade it didn't come in. We sent an email trade out to email subscribers. It's completely free, by the way, and that one didn't come in. But it was still a profitable day on the in-play trades anyway, as you can see, because I was so busy. I missed it anyway. The only thing I did was football. Right, Betting Nation, hopefully this helps you somewhat. I'll keep doing a case study. I'll try to do one every single Saturday because I really enjoy doing them. There's a storage. Yeah, so let me know if you enjoyed this video, and yeah, keep watching. All right, thank you for taking this course. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.